Good day, this is Denver here, and this video is about political correctness. So, what is political correctness? Political correctness is the avoidance of certain phrases or words which would hurt certain minority communities or hurt some disadvantaged communities. So, are we political correct, or is it some new idea? Is political correctness some kind of new idea? So in this video I'll be analyzing Swami Vivekananda's quotes and analyze if they are politically correct in the present day scenario. So there is a huge problem while discussing historical personalities. So historical personalities lived in times which were quite different from us. Even morality, ethics, and things like that were completely different during ancient times. So even 100 years ago, even 50 years ago, what was considered to be moral or what was considered to be ethical was completely different. So is it right to judge historical characters, historical personalities through according to present day moral standards? So let's go into the famous controversial quote by Swami Vivekananda.
As the great religious teacher Swami Vivekananda once said.
The history of the world teaches us that wherever there have been fanatical reforms, the only result has been that they have defeated their ends. No greater upheaval for the establishment of right and liberty can be imagined than the war for the abolition of slavery in America. You all know about it, and what have been its results. The slaves are 100 times worse off today than they were before the abolition. Before the abolition, these poor Negroes were the property of somebody, and as properties they had to be looked after, and so that they might not deteriorate. Today, they are the property of nobody. Swami Vivekananda in My Plan of Campaign, delivered at Victoria Hall, Madras, in Lectures from Colombo to Almora, Complete Works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 3. So, what do you think would have happened if Swami Vivekananda made this quote today, when this controversy regarding the murder of George Floyd is going on? So it would be very controversial and people may even call him racist. But Swami Vivekananda made this comment long time back, nearly 100 years back. In those times, this was not considered to be racist. You can say that he was speaking against the American Civil War, or you can say that he genuinely cared about. He had a practical attitude towards the blacks, because during those times most of the blacks who were emancipated from slavery were illiterate and they couldn't get any jobs. Maybe he's talking about those times in his comment. Swami Vivekananda was a right-wing thinker and he did not like any kind of radical change, and he believed in certain identity politics. He believed in the caste system in India. So he's using the example of an emancipation of slavery in America to justify the caste system in India. He thinks that once people are rescued from their caste, once slavery is abolished, people will lose their identity. They'll face a kind of identity crisis, because they were considered to be slaves all these years, and when they suddenly gain freedom, they may not be able to fit into the society. So same idea he had about caste system in India. If caste system is abolished in India, then so many people will lose their identities. That's why Swami Vivekananda supported caste system. Now we will look at another quote by Swami Vivekananda. The Hindus believe, that is a peculiar belief, I think, and I don't know. I have nothing to say on to the contrary. I have not found anything to the contrary. They believe there was only one civilized race, the Aryan. Until he gives his blood, no other race can be civilized. No teaching will do. The Aryan gives his blood to a race and then it becomes civilized. Teaching alone will not do. He would be an example in your country. Would you give your blood to the Negro race? Then he would get higher culture. Swami Vivekananda in Buddhistic India delivered at the Shakespeare Club, Pasadena, California on February 2nd, 1900 in Complete Works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 4. Marriage between a white and a black were forbidden in USA for so many years, and Swami Vivekananda is actually referring to that here. So you people would never marry a white would never marry a black. So same way as an Aryan would never Brahmin would not never marry a person belonging to lower caste. So Swami Vivekananda believed in a kind of social order. According to Swami Vivekananda, even if Dalits or Negroes are educated, they will not be as equal as whites or Aryan Brahmins. So Swami Vivekananda believes that even education cannot save blacks or Dalit communities. So today, if you say the same thing, today a lot of changes has happened. So many blacks have got educated. We even had a president of United States, Barack Obama, who was a black. And in India, so many Dalits have come up. They have got educated and come up to great heights. So Swami Vivekananda would not have foreseen a present condition. So that's why he would have made such statements. So how do you view Swami Vivekananda's statements? Would you condemn him, or would you give him the benefit of doubt and say that he lived during a different historical context and thus he should be forgiven? Thank you. Like and subscribe to Denver's Point of View YouTube channel.